I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. Hey, I have a question for you. I want you to look out your window right now. Do it right now as you're listening to me talk, and I want you to tell me, is it snowing where you are right now? Go ahead, just tell me the answer. I figured. I'm a Wild Viewer, and welcome back to day 7, right? We're on day 7. This is horrible, I don't even know. Yeah, day 7. Welcome back to day 7 of 12 Wild Christmas Review Days. We're halfway there, folks. Christmas is almost here. I can hear Santa coming. He's coming right now. I hear him. I hear those bells. Do you hear those bells? Why do I still wear this hat? It's not even fitting my head, dude. Today we're going to discuss a film that I saw for the very first time last Christmas because I got bored and I was just curious to see how it was. It's also the only film thus far that is not a reboot, nor is it a sequel to anything that I've talked about so far. In fact, I want to say, no, there's a few others. It's not the only one. Today I am, of course, talking about the classic film, Four Christmases. Released in 2008, Brad and Kate are a happy couple and plan to spend Christmas in Fiji, away from their families, both who are divorced. So if that doesn't make sense to you, Brad's parents are divorced, so they have their own lives, and Kate's parents are also divorced, so this is where the number 4 comes in. Just felt like clearing that up. It can be a little confusing, but I'm sure you're smart enough to put that together just when I say the word divorce. They lied to their parents saying that they have other plans for Christmas doing charity work, but after being caught on television at the airport, their families discovered they had been lied to. And now Brad and Kate have no choice but to spend the holidays with each one of their moms and dads. As the day goes on, the two start to learn more about each other and come to terms that maybe they don't have it as good as they thought they did. At the end of yesterday's video, I referred to this film being very similar to Fred Claus. It's mostly because of Vince Vaughn. Did I say his name right this time? Vince Vaughn. I've learned that he tends to play the same character. I don't know what other film I saw him in, but he just plays the exact same person in every film that he does. He's typecast. That's what he is. He's typecast to be the fast-talking guy to get himself out of situations. He's that kind of guy. I'm sure we all know that kind of person. He's very similar to how he acted in Fred Claus. So that's one of the reasons why this film kind of reminds me of Fred Claus, even though it has nothing to do with Santa whatsoever. Four Christmases is a romantic comedy. There is comedy elements in this film, and they are very humorous from time to time. It does have its serious romantic moments, which are like, alright. One word to describe it, it was fine. Probably on the same wavelength as Fred Claus. Yeah, it was just fine. I honestly can't think of any other word to describe it. I can't say it was good, but it also wasn't horrible. There were funny moments. I did laugh. I think this is another one of those films that can go into the category of dealing with family at Christmas time. And you can definitely see that the two of them come from very exotic and crazy families. And I'm sure that's something many people can relate to. The holidays being a thing where families come together, it can be very overwhelming, especially if you have a big family to deal with everybody all at once. A film that comes to mind that I think also best represents this is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. That covers the idea of family coming for Christmas. I think Four Christmases gives the best example of dealing with family around the holidays. It can be very stressful. Sometimes you just want to get away, which is exactly what Kate and Brad do. Family is the overall idea in this entire film, because there's also moments where the two of them are like, oh, we're never going to have kids, we don't want a family, we don't want to go through all that. They're just happy with being a couple for as long as they want. They have no interest in being married or having kids. They just want to be together. And I think their experiences with family has brought them to this conclusion that family is not for us. We don't want to do that. You see that multiple times throughout this film when they go to each one of the family members' house. You also see them learn a lot of things they didn't know about each other, which is always an interesting thing to do when you deal with relationships. These scenes definitely gave us a pretty good insight on how their relationship works, that they don't say everything about themselves, and it's really interesting to see as the film goes on that, you know, we do see a little strain within their relationship, how they don't know absolutely everything, and when they learn something new, they don't know exactly how to feel about it. So I mean, it was all right. It was a film. Out of the batch of films that I have seen for this little series, I definitely think it's one of the better ones. Then again, we have only gone over all the Home Alone sequels, the Jingle All the Way sequel, and the Miracle on 34th Street reboot. So, however you want to take Four Christmases, this is definitely going on the top of what I've seen thus far for this series. In terms of all the other Christmas films within the previous miniseries, it's probably in the same spot as Fred Claus. I don't know why I keep bringing up Fred Claus. Maybe it's because Vince is in that, but also that's just how it feels. That's how it looks. It's a 2000s film. They do kind of all look the same to an extent, especially with Vince Vaughn in it. Yeah, it's gonna feel very similar to another Christmas film he did. Wedding Crashers, that's what I saw. Yeah, he was very similar in Wedding Crashers. So that's pretty much it. Would I recommend Four Christmases? Yes, if you're curious to know what it's all about, which is exactly what I did. I was curious as to what this film would be about. I found it on TV, decided to watch it. Was it the best idea? Oh, it wasn't horrible. Could have been much worse. I guess I should mention which family member they enjoyed the most spending Christmas with. Which one was my favorite? It's either got to be when they go to Brad's dad's house or Kate's mom's house. The roughhousing scenes, those were definitely funny. Brad accidentally mentioning how Santa Claus might not be real, that was kind of funny, and the kid's reaction to him just running around having a tantrum, that's pretty funny, thinking back at it. And then they I believe it was Kate's mom, right? It was the bounce house, and it was a white house, and she got puked on. Yeah, I think that was Kate's house. That was Kate's mom's house. Oh, I should also mention that the parents don't get back together in this. If you think that this is one of those films where all the families come together, you're wrong. That's something that I definitely thought, that all the divorced parents would eventually come back together all as one. That doesn't happen. They stay divorced. It's not just about them. It's about Kate and Brad. And that was Four Christmases. Overall, not that bad of a film, but I think you should definitely check it out yourself. If you have checked it out, what do you think about it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. This hat is annoying the hell out of me, and I'm debating on maybe not wearing it for the remainder of this series, although we do have just a few more days until Christmas. How many more we got? We got 5 days. 5 days! 5 more days. Maybe I'll deal with it. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like, or you don't have to. It's not going to hurt my feelings either way. Come back tomorrow for day 8 of 12 Wild Christmas Review Days, because we're going to look over another remake, one that I'm sure a lot of you never knew existed, and I'm not even going to spoil it by the picture at the end of the episode, because I'm just going to give you a generic photo that could honestly go to any other Christmas film. I'm not just saying this to give you a little cliffhanger as to what's to come tomorrow, but also I'm giving a note to my editor, who is me, to put a photo that does not give away the next movie we're talking about. Until then, I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching The Wild Review. I'm The Wild Reviewer, and you just saw me review a thing.